Oh, I think my camera's frozen. Give me a minute. I think my webcam's frozen. Still? Ah, come on. Ever since I changed up this different thing, it's kind of messing up. Pretty good. Give me a minute. Let's get my camera fixed. Not really sure where that one is. Oh, there it is. Did my camera freeze again? How are you doing this morning, Laura? Are you in between clients? I'm doing good, Sam. Thank you. Don't really know what to expect this morning. I just feel like it could just be a slow grind. I was actually kind of shocked how far we sold off last night. That we actually sold off all the way back, what, down to the 23,900, sold down 100 points. Hopefully, we're just not left with choppy price action. Oh, let me change this. Yeah, I changed to a different uh-oh. Shoot. I got mm, uh, there we go. I was hearing myself twice. I was just making sure my microphone was working correctly. Damn. Yeah, Capital. The wife is at work this morning. I don't know if I have any pictures on my computer. No. Oh, Anybody doing anything this weekend for the 4th? I mean, I guess anybody that lives here doing anything for the 4th. I don't really have any pictures of me and you on the computer. The only picture I have is that one we went to the 70s party, Laura. That one. That's the only picture I have on my computer. Jeez. We went to a 70s party a few years ago. Oh, goodness. I don't really know what to expect out of the market this morning. It could just be just straight chop across the board, and we just sit here just drinking. It may be one of those days where we just drink coffee and stare at charts for a few hours. Yeah, we go to this one charity event every year, and it was 70s. Still rocks and bottoms. I guess Methodical Man's taking the day off too, and I'm not really sure what other streamers are streaming today. I probably wouldn't even have streamed if Laura didn't go to work today. If she probably stayed home, I probably wouldn't have streamed this morning. Are we still going four-wheeler riding tomorrow? I didn't know if I needed to get that hooked up today. Okay. I just have to get the back of my truck cleaned out so I can load that other four-wheeler. It should be pretty crowded tomorrow. I don't know how crowded, just being the holiday weekend. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people there riding this weekend. So don't have to feel like we're out in the middle of the woods by ourselves, even though we don't know anybody. I know. Nobody wanted to go. Because we could have got a third four-wheeler for somebody else that, if you knew anybody that wanted to go. I don't know if Tristan's working this week. Well, he's working all weekend, so I don't really know anybody else that likes doing that type of stuff. Like I said, I'm pretty shocked how much we sold off over last night. I thought it would just grind, but I guess, I don't know. I mean, we sold off, what, 100 points? Yesterday's highs were sitting at 23,101. Is that right? Wait, nope, 200 points. I'm sorry, 200 points. And usually the market sucks whenever we sell off 200 points for the New York session. Unless we're going somewhere. Well, you get a lot of Saturdays off this month because we'll be out of town for 2 Saturdays in a couple weeks. Probably no funded account trade today, I'm guessing, just because until I guess we see what kind of market price action we get. I mean, we're a long ways from yesterday's open and close, so don't know if we'll make it up there. We got yesterday's open. I don't know if this is, I think they haven't updated this because I think this may be from Wednesday. Well, the way it works is the stock market is closed, but we still have futures markets because future markets is like a global market. So basically, we're kind of trading what's the tail end of the London market, basically, because the London is open till sometime today. So I'm assuming this is kind of the market that we'll be kind of trading off of, London futures. You won't have the United States stock market pushing probably like, big whips here and there. Since it's a banker's holiday. Good morning, Francis. Francis, are your cats okay with 4th of July? They don't freak out over fireworks? Let's see, looking for 826. Oh, that was what Wednesday's low, right? I'm assuming, I don't think this is up to date. I think it messes up whenever we have a holiday. That's either a Wednesday or Tuesday's low. Okay. So here's where we're sitting on the Bewleys. Like I said, no funded trade yesterday. We're still sitting at $1,049 on the funded account. I did take a trade after the stream yesterday. I ended up shorting the London lows yesterday because right there before the market closed, we got a nice like 50-point push past the London lows. So the one evaluations were sitting at 1,315 and the other one sitting at 820. And I want to say it was this one, the one we took a trade, because this one, I think one of these we finished in the red yesterday. It was either this one or that one. I don't remember. Oh, here we go. Got a nice little wick down there all the way to that, what, 81s? And then we have another gap fill also down to the 60s. Yeah, we're just going to keep it somewhat small today. Instead of trading the usual 10 micros, which is the 1 mini, we're going to cut it in half, just down to 5. This way, if we do take a loss, it's not too devastating. It's risk no more than $100 with 2 different accounts. Just because I don't know what kind of price action we're going to get, and I don't want to dig myself in a hole. And it makes it a little tougher to get out whenever we don't have a lot of volume. See, and I'm wondering if it's going to be super whippy like this, since we don't have, the markets are closed, so it doesn't take very much for the market to move. So these big sellers come in, you just get a lot of whipping price action. Because this type of price action what ruins your account, because you're thinking you're gonna get a breakout, like you see a big bearish candle, then all of a sudden it rips back up freaking 30 points, just like that. So that thing, it went all the way to the 10 and ripped back up. No, it wasn't too bad. It's about 6 or 7 points, but that's kind of the price action we're talking about. Maybe it'll give it a few minutes and it'll calm down. I'm kind of hoping the sell continues. Honestly, I hope we retrace, because I need to get that bearish thing off my back, just because anytime that we've gone up for like literally 5-6 straight days, and you just have every day you come to the market thinking they're going to have this big pullback. So hopefully this is today. Unfortunately, we already missed 200 points of the sell-off from this morning. So like I said, once again, just be careful on these fake out candles. This is what I'm saying. Like, you'll think you're getting a nice bullish candle, and it just literally just rips 20 points in the opposite direction on you. So this is why we're cutting our size in half today. Ooh, maybe finally it's slowing down a little bit. Most of the time during the week, I try to wait for the first 15 minutes to print, kind of get all the big bankers out of the way, because, that first 15 minutes is usually pretty wild. And then once you get above that first 15-minute candle, then you can kind of get an idea which way the market's going today. Not always, because sometimes we stay within the 15-minute candles, but we don't see that a lot. Maybe see that like once a month, twice a month, where you see us stay within the 15-minute candle. Whew. Man, we just went straight from whipping to just nothing. Francis, any plans for the 4th of July, or when you get up to, in the 70s, 80s, just chill at the house? So that might be the first swipe below the 900s. Let's see if they push it back up to the 10 here and find support. A lot of times that's type of the price action you'll get. You'll get us like hit the 90s, pop back up to the 10, then back below the 900s. And sometimes you can find shorts off of that. But if I do stuff like that, since you, like I said, valuation only, we don't do that type of stuff with funded. Or maybe we print below this 900 level and find support. There's the first 90 touch. I'd like to see it tap the 800, 900 one more time. We got this previous low candle sitting at 80. Big wick down at that was the retest of the 900. I don't know if it needed to push up to 906. That'll be at the bottom of all these wicks here at 906. Wow. Wow, I thought we were at least going to take out the lows there, or at least take out those 80s, but we didn't even take those out. What is that, 81? Ooh. May get that 36 that you were talking about, capital first. That was a pretty insane little fake out there. Glad we were a little patient because I was feeling the short there for a minute for us to at least take out those 84s right in the 70s. Man, we could go all the way back up to what, 23,000? 92, a lot of support sitting up there in the 90s and 80s. We still got a few more minutes before we get our 15-minute candle. Did anybody get long or short down at the bottom? That fake out was hard this morning, guys. Trust me, with this 3-candle pullback, if this candle right here went down, I was going to jump in, but it went straight up. Oh, so you think, okay, so taking out the retail shorts at 36, then we might possibly move all the way back down? Thank everyone for joining us on 4th of July today. The markets aren't open, so the price action is going to be probably a little different today. You're not going to see as very much volatility. It's very low volatility today. The banks are closed, and the stock market's closed. So, all right, here's our 15-minute candle. The high of our 15 minutes sitting at 29. Pretty close to that 36 level outer or capital. Yeah, we probably hadn't seen Outer too much lately. He's in Hong Kong right now, so he may be trading Asia market only because I think it's like a 10 or 12 hour time difference between here and Hong Kong. Because I think I asked him that question one day. Capital usually do anything on the weekends, or are you just a homebody on the weekends? It looks like we're just consolidating to move up. It's kind of maybe it's one of those days where you consolidate, big move, consolidate, big move. You don't really get that nice bear flag 3 candle pullback then go. It may just be one of those you trade sideways, and whatever way it goes, it just breaks out with a 20-30 point candle. So, like I said, in the past, usually this is kind of the type trading I find on the hardest sometimes to get the entries because you have to just sit in some of these trades for 15, 20 minutes. So it's kind of like this: sideways, big move down, then more sideways, big move up. Now we're going sideways again. So this type of price action is what I usually find the hardest to enter, just because it just kind of looks weird. Like it doesn't have that classic wave pullback or the classic 3 or 2 candles for bear or bull flag breakout. So usually this type of trading, whenever it's like this, most time I just try to trade off levels or support resistance areas. Hmm. You're all done for the day. Oh, nice on passing your eval, Java. We're not close to passing any evals. We still need another, what is that, 15, 17, and another probably 1,600. So we're a long ways from passing evaluations. We still need another 2,600 to get the 3,600 on Bulenox. Maybe this will. Thank you, Java. Maybe this is finally. So we're just kind of being patient here, waiting to see if we can get out of this 15-minute range. So if you're new here, usually what it is, I mark out the first 15 minutes because usually I like to try to wait for us to get above out of this 15-minute first candle. Then maybe look for a target to the upside or downside. I think Capital says that we're probably going to, you might run some resistance here at the 36. This is what he's talking about, all these wicks here at the 36. So far for me today, Java, no trade. We're just kind of like I said, I'm not sure who else is streaming today. Is anybody going on vacation next week? I know a lot of people go on vacation the week after the 4th of July or the week of 4th of July. I've never actually been on vacation during the 4th of July just because I don't know if I can handle being around that many people. Like, you know, if you go out to a restaurant or something, you have to sit there and wait forever. Hmm. For anybody using Bulanox, they do have a 90% off right now for anybody using Bulanox, so you can get their accounts fairly cheap. But I think that sale is going on for a while. I think it's going on for about 2 weeks, I think, all the way up to the 18th. What do you think? 80s, it looks like to me, is kind of the draw. If we get through these, let's see here. We got a big wick down there. Then we got another wick down at 47. Then the next big wick above there for the upside is 86. 86.90. Let's see if this stays protected here at the 13s. Oh, don't even know what that was. Hopefully you had a stop loss in there if you were in a long. That's pretty wild there. Yeah, that's kind of what we were saying a while ago about this whipsawy action. Whenever the stock market's not open, it just does not take a lot for the market just to whip you out 30, 40 points out of just nowhere. I thought maybe we were done with that, but that one definitely just came out of the middle of nowhere. Whew. Yeah. This low volume trading will get you. Woo, did anybody get popped? Or anybody long that got popped on that big wick candle all the way back down? Java, who did you pass your eval with? What's up, XTX? A long stop out. Yeah. Did you get stopped out on that one? Trading Lab? I know I was actually sitting here debating if I wanted to get long above the 15-minute breakout. I thought, well, I'll just get in long and let it grind. But, oh, I'm so happy I waited a little bit longer because this low volume trading, you just get this crazy out of nowhere, like whip price action. Well, at least hopefully you had your stop loss in. That's definitely a key. I know some people don't play with a stop loss. They do like the mental stop loss where they will just close out their trade themselves, or maybe they haven't decided where their stop loss is going to be. Then stuff like this happens. Because I know sometimes I'll have my stop loss a little out of whack just because I'm waiting to see what the price action is. Then I'll move it, and that right there can just ruin your day. So this is why we're only going to trade evaluations today. So hopefully we can keep our losses under $100 to $200 at the most if we do take losses. Overall, we're still up quite a bit on the evals for the week overall. So we have a little profit we can lose. We're definitely not going to do our funded account. And we're also downsizing today. Lately, we've been doing 10 micros, was basically one mini for our evals. But on today like this, we're just going to knock it down to 5 micros instead of the 10. Because there's nothing worse than messing up your account on a Friday. Because now it's going to be a long weekend. You're going to have to spend all the way till Monday to think about it. That's always the worst. Especially if you blow up a funded account on a Friday. There was for a while, I wouldn't even trade my funded accounts on Friday just because I just didn't want to have that. Especially in my early on trading. It just mentally just messes with you. And this also may be a day where we don't get good runners. You might just have, it'd be one of those days where you're just lucky enough to get your 10 points and close your trade. I'm gonna try to wait till we get some separations between our EMAs, because most of the time, whenever our EMAs are out of sync like this, usually you get a lot of choppy price action. So to get some kind of trend or something going, I like for all of my EMAs to kind of be in order. So right now, we have the 50 and the 100 down here with the 200 up here and with the 9 and the 20 sitting in the middle. So, and I just use this more or less for guidance to like, okay, whenever our EMAs are all stacked like this, we're going to get basically a lot of whipsaw, choppy price action until we get some kind of separation or start moving in a general direction. And I know I've brought this up multiple times. Like I said, I struggle with this type price action. I've never had any luck trading price action where we trade sideways and you get the moves either up or down. This is why a lot of times I'll just draw out the area where we consolidated, and you just kind of look and it's just draw you a square box. And most of the time, this is where I hop in early or I hop in too late and just get chopped up trading this type price action. And it'll be even okay if we don't even find a trade this morning. I can live with that too. Yeah, so my plans for fourth this weekend is me and the wife are going to go four-wheeler riding tomorrow. Hopefully there's not too many wild people at the trails this weekend. I know this is a big weekend of people camping and cooking out, and hopefully there's not too many idiots drinking and riding side-by-sides and four-wheelers. Mainly probably side-by-sides if I had to picture somebody doing something, because the side-by-side community is pretty large here. You'd be surprised how many people are riding around in $30,000 vehicles just trashing them in the woods. Like, it amazes me to see people do that sometimes. And some of the nicer ones, I think they're like 60 or 70,000. But you can always tell the difference if someone's got money or not, because the ones who got money don't care. They'll just be trashing the crap out of a $70,000 machine in the woods, where the person with payments, they'll be over there like just cruising, nice 10 miles per hour, 15 miles per hour. So you can tell. That would be me. I'd be like babying it, because there's no way I could ever, even if I had the money to do it, there's no way I could drop that much money on a car to ride in the woods. Which I like the four-wheelers a lot better, and I like the side-by-side as far as in the woods. Which that's probably just older me, because that's all I've really ever ridden in the past is four-wheelers. I've never really had very much experience with side-by-sides. It looks like we're starting to trend back down, maybe. I don't know, but it could easily be another fake out. Capital, how many trades did you take yesterday? You only said something about that one trade at the end that you took. Was that your only trade yesterday, Capital? Just that one? Maybe run this wick down here at the 90s, possible area. Thank you guys for joining us today. Price action is a little bit different today because it's a holiday weekend, and so a lot of the banks are closed, the stock market's closed, so you got very low volatility. This is why you're seeing a lot of this whippy price action if you're just kind of new to trading. So a lot of times on holidays, you don't have the United States stock market open, and so during the New York session, actually it moved pretty good overnight, but the New York section right now has been pretty wicky. A lot of sideways tradings with just random breakouts. So that's kind of the price action we have at the moment. If you're going to trade today, I definitely would probably do lower volume unless you're just, oversizing for some evaluations. But if you're going to trade funded, I definitely would probably lower my whatchamacallit down a little bit. That way you don't take a huge loss if it whips you out. Because that's what you have to worry about. You have to worry about this crazy low volatility whip price action. We're at the 50% total of the move. That's at that 10 level. It's crazy price action. I don't recommend following any trades we take today because, like I said, you could easily just get whipped out here, guys. The whips. So we'll just do one trade and done. If we get stopped out, we won't trade this account. We'll just switch over to another evaluation. Looks like we're going to get hit. Look at that. That was dirty. All right, we'll switch to the next one. Stop loss probably should have been at the top of this wick here or the top of this previous swing, but there's no way I'm willing to risk that much on an eval on a holiday. We still got this wick way down at the 90s from this, whatever this was. That's kind of where I felt like we were going to go to. We were going to rerun this wick down here from whatever this crazy price action candle was. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So if you're just joining us so far, we tried a short while ago to take down to the 90s. So we're in the red, 113. And we're just going to switch to the other evaluations because that's kind of what's going to be my limit today. In this way, we're still up $700 on the week, or since we started this account. And the other one is up $1,300. And no funded trades today, guys. It's going to be evaluations only. Hopefully, everyone had a fairly decent week trading. Just be careful if you're going to trade your accounts today. Like I said, it's very tough price action. If you are going to trade, just keep your losses very small if you do take a loss. So, like I said, on our accounts, we're just going to risk $100 per account as far as the evaluations go. And if we take two losses, we'll probably be done for the day. Because I only have evaluations with Beulah Knox at the moment. To me, I still feel like we got this big wick to take out at the 90s first. Whatever that data wick was. Wow, what another fake out. Yeah, once I saw the separation, I thought we'd get a nice little push down from a while ago, but that's a negative. Is there anyone that's in a longer short right now that's been holding for a while? Or do you guys have a target, something you're targeting? Oh. What how are most of you guys trading? Are most of you guys using prop firms, or are a lot of y'all using like your real cash accounts? It seems like the prop firm things you're trading with Bulanox. I think my favorite thing about Bulanox is their customer service. They're usually pretty fast with customer service. Where like if I ever had an issue with some other prop firm, a lot of times they take a long time to get back with you. Usually Bulanox gets back to you pretty fast. Trading fund and evals. Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. You're doing small size. Oh, you're long. Oh, you got long again. Nice. I got drawn in by the short on that last one, man. I thought we were going to take out this wick down here at the 90s, so I got drawn in on that little bear flag, and it literally hit the opening range low. I don't know if anybody uses the opening range low and the opening range high, but you'll be surprised how many times we will hit this opening range low and bounce right back to opening range high. Then we also have 5 Apex funded accounts too, which I don't have any evals with Apex at the moment. I was trying to just get up to 3 funded accounts with 3 funded with Bulanox. Then I think I'm gonna be done with evals for a while and just be trading fundeds only, because you can have 3 master accounts with Bulanox. I should have 2, but I want to say back in March, I accidentally blew my funded account by accidentally trading minis. I thought I was trading like 5 micros one day, and it was 5 minis, and I took like a 10-point loss, which is $1,000 instead of $100. And then I just kind of went tilt on it. I was like, screw it, I might as well just go all in, and I ended up blowing it. So that's kind of how we wrecked our last funded account with Bulanox. Apex and Bulanox. Lately with Apex, this is why I hadn't been trading them, because a lot of times what it is, I'd be like right there at payout, and literally I'd take 2 losses, 2 steps back. And I even was doing this with my Bulanox account. I don't know what it was. All right, we're making at least a nice little push here. But I seemed like I was stuck around the 700 range for a while. I hit 700, 800, then I'd take another loss back to 400 or 500, hit the 700, then vice versa. This week we made a nice little gain. So we finally broke over the $1,000 this week. Because we try to just do 1 trade a day with the fundeds if we have a setup. But I don't trade funded every day if there's no setup. Wow, look at this crazy stuff going on. Whew. A lot of times you can get 10 points off of this level here. But what's your target trading lab? Okay, so you're cross trading the NQ with the MQ. Okay. I've done that by mistake one time because I didn't. It was like my first experience using trading, copy trading, and luckily it worked out. But I thought I was on MNQ, but I hit the crossover, and one account was trading under minis, but lucky it was a winner. I'll try to join you if we can get some kind of bull flag setup. If we can kind of get the pullback. Now we're finally getting some separations, hopefully between our EMAs, where it looks like we gotta have like a nice little trend. Excuse me. I'd really like to see another 15-minute opening range breakout back here down at 29.30. But I can't tell if it did a retest there or not. It's kind of hard to see. Or either that or retest the 33s at the top of this. Or maybe 36, either 36, 33 type range. are above the 36 is also 35, 36. There was the 36 retest. And this could just be another fake out, guys. Remember, this is valuations only. If we get the pullback back into this 36 level, we may even try to add a little bit. Let's see. I may even try to add to this if we can pull back and retest the 36. I really want to see the 36 hold. I don't really want it back below the 36 here. Remember, guys, on low volatility days that this could whip either way on us. The next retest, if we lose the 36, would be our IBL retest. So that was another hit off that 36 level, or the top of this range here. This will probably be our last trade of the day, possibly. Like I said, if we take 2 losses, that'll be basically about $100 and something per account. We don't want to completely go tilt or run our accounts on a holiday Friday. The next level here, that's at your 535 is at that 41, and that's kind of what we're bouncing off at the moment. During like normal price action, a lot of times you can get like 10 or 20 points off of this high EMA here. It's a high moving average. Hopefully we'll stay with the same type price action where we'll trade sideways and then just get the pop here. It's giving you some opportunities to get out of the trade if you feel uncomfortable with the trade. That's always a good, if you can, you know, like, yeah, okay, I don't trust this trade anymore. Just get out, break even, and move on to the next. Like, that would probably be me if I was in a funded account here, because I don't know how much I would trust this with funded. But with evaluation, we'll hold it because, you know, valuation's not the end of the world for a small loss. Especially now since you can pick up Beulah Knox for probably like 15 bucks. Beulah Knox is definitely what I recommend. Like if you're a new trader and you don't want to spend a lot of money to just say start out or practice or what, you know, whatever you're doing. And this way you can, you know, if you put on like one or two micros, you can literally probably get through a whole month without blowing your account unless you just hold it and not have a stop loss. But it would only cost you like 15 bucks for the whole month. So Beulah Knox is usually who I recommend to like someone new just starting out and not the more expensive upfront valuations. And it's a lot less stress as far as, you know, if you lose, you know, you can live with a $15 loss, but you know, if you're say trading take profit, which they have good accounts, but you know, you're paying $100 and something up front most of the time. So that's the way they work. So you pay more up front, but you don't pay nothing on the back end. Where like Beulah Knox, you don't really pay nothing on the front end, but you pay a lot on the back end. Let me pull up my file. I don't even have a 5-minute chart up right now. All right, here's the 5 minutes here. Yeah, what it is, you got this 535 moving average here. You really need to start moving above it with the rest of your moving averages and get that crossover. I mean, I think you should be good. So 36 was probably my next line out. Now my line after that's probably going to be 33. I do not want to see us lose that 33. The only reason why I say 33, we could easily pull back in and maybe fill in this fair value gap here. And also, this is the top of all your wicks, and this is also your initial balance high here. That's the close 1 hour after the market opens. That's what the initial balance high is. If you're new to that abbreviation. Basically, 2 30-minute candles are the high of the 2 30-minute candles. Or if we push back to this 33, maybe we can add, which I don't think did our 5 minutes close below the 42? I think it did. It did. Dang it. Yeah, I think we could possibly get 33 here. Maybe we'll try to add here if it gets back below 36, if it comes into that 33. Sounds good, Francis. Have a good weekend. Don't lose any fingers. Today will be the last. Someone said something funny at work today. Today will be the last day that someone will have 10 fingers. So hopefully nobody here will be be that person. You hear about people blowing off fingers and thumbs and burning their hands really bad. So like I said, this will probably be my last trade of the morning. So it's either going to be a winner or if it's a fail, we'll call it after that. This way we don't take any more trades for the rest of the day. Then we'll just come back Monday and start fresh. Which, no, we'll probably be on Sunday night for a few hours because we've been doing the Sunday opening. So if we lose the 36, I definitely don't want to see us lose the 33, or maybe we can do also a 50 EMA bounce. There's your initial balance high retest, but it was just all wick. Hopefully in 36 holds up here. No. Don't want to see a big red candle. 36 is still holding up. I just don't know how many more touches it can take here before it gives out. I don't want to be on top of that 50 EMA because sometimes we'll hit this 50 and have a good size bounce. Yeah. If we don't move up off this 33, I'm going to try to hopefully get out of this trade with the least amount of damage as possible. Yeah. So we're still in this trade for 10 points. I've been trying to DCA back into this to try to get a better entry, but I don't think it's going back up, especially if we lose the IBH here or if we don't get the 50 EMA bounce. Yeah, see, we're starting to lose that IBH, which is the 33 there. The next possible bounce area is probably going to be your 50 EMA here. There's the 50. We do it a little bit. Most of the time during your normal New York session, a lot of times if you got at least 10 to 20 points in between your 50 and your 20, most of the time you get a 10-point bounce off of this 50 EMA. Like I said, guys, this will be my last trade here. We're either stopped out or it's going to move back up, but this is going to be our last trade of the day. And it looks like we took this on the same account, so we'll probably be about $200 in the hole here. $200 in the red. I don't know if it's going to... Trying to limit some risk here. Give us another opportunity to get out. I don't know. I'm going to hold it either way, man. We're either going to take this loss or it's going to be a winner. Just being an evaluation. The 50 did pay the 10 points if you waited for that 50 EMA touch. We keep getting stuck at that freaking 535 EMA up there. It's just a high moving average. I don't know if we'll be saved if we let this come all the way back down. I'm hoping at least runs these wicks up here. Then that'll still leave us 2 contracts left in this trade. Because we've been adding to this trade. Because we're up to basically a mini right now. Because we're in 10 micros. So if I close it out now, I'll only be down $45. Come on, one little push. I don't think this thing has much more it could hold up if it pulls back here, guys. Yeah, we bring this a lot about the 50 EMA bounce. So that 50 EMA bounce would have paid you your 10 points. So you would have got long here around the 31, and it would have paid your 10 points. My phone? Whew. Dirty. So we're in this trade for $80 at the moment if it comes back and stops us out. It's about to hit us. When you mean bring it up close, does that mean just kind of scrunch them up? This, you're talking about like scrunching them up? Is that what you're talking about? Making lower highs too. Oh. I don't guess I've ever heard of that. So when you try that, what are you looking for? I don't understand. I guess I don't understand. Oh, see. You see you? All right, guys. Thank everybody for watching today. Like I said, we were just going to do the 2 trades, and they'll either be winners or losers. We are going to be down in the red, $200 for the day. Overall, for the week, we're still up $574. We just took that trade on the same account. So instead of just being red on both, we'll just be red on the one. Thank everybody for watching, and thank everyone for hanging out this morning. Be safe if you are doing 4th of July, like fireworks and stuff. You don't want to get burnt or hurt yourself. You too. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Today was a little bit, as far as the breakouts, there was very low volatility today. We did have a nice little move here, and we might get some more later on, but I think it's safer for me to walk away from this price action before we end up messing up our accounts. I can live with the small red on a valuation here. I decided not to trade this one because we're about halfway from passing it, so we only need another, say, $1,600 more to pass it, and that way it'll give us a second master account with Bulanox. Then we'll work on this third one. The goal is to get 3, because that's all I think you can have is 3 master accounts to trade at one time. But I think you can I think you have up to 11, but I think you only can trade 3 at one time with Bulanox. Thank you, guys, and everyone have a good weekend. Like I said, be safe.